So in this video, we're going to discuss how to apply the rule of nines for infants. So some of the topics we're going to discuss in this video include the differences between the adult and infant version of the rule of nines, and we're going to run through some practice questions just so you understand it a little bit better. And if you haven't watched my video on how to use the rule of nines for adults, I recommend you do that because it's really going to make this video make more sense. And you have to learn the adult version of rule of nines before you can go on and learn pediatric versions of rule of nines. So there are a couple differences in how you use the rule of nines for pediatric or for infants and for adults, and basically that just comes with the differences in the how the surface area is spread out in the body. So basically the differences come down to the head and the legs. So on a normal adult, you have the head comprising 9%, which makes sense because in proportion to the rest of the body, the head is smaller. It doesn't have the same percentage of surface area. But now if you look at an infant, the infant has 18% in their head of the surface area of the skin is on their head because their head comprises a much larger percentage of the entire body. The other difference is the legs, and the legs don't really follow the rule of nines per se, in the sense that every section in your body can be used as a unit of 9. It just goes to 14 for each leg, which can be difficult to remember, but there's a way of remembering it. Basically, as long as you remember that the head is worth double in an infant, which means it's worth 18%, you're going to be able to figure out that both the legs are worth 14%, because you can just subtract, say you have 100, subtract 18, 36, this is the same, 9 and 9. And then you divide the rest by 2, that gives you each one of your legs. So that's one way you can remember it. Also, the 36 is the same as the adult on account of the fact that it's still, divided into 4 quadrants, top, bottom, on both front and back, all worth 9%. So let's run through the practice question. An infant pulls a pot of boiling water down from the stove. The infant suffers burns to his entire head, we'll underline that, and the posterior portion of his torso. In addition, he suffers burns to his left leg. What percentage of his body has burns? So the answer has already popped up here if you take a look, but let's run through it and see if we can figure it out. So the entirety of his head, that's 18%. Remember, it's double in an infant than it is in an adult. The posterior portion of his torso, so if there's the whole torso is 36%. Divided into 4. Your chest, abdomen, upper back, lower back, and then it's saying right here, it's saying the posterior portion of his torso. So basically his back, upper and lower back, that's 2 units, so 18. 18, so we have 18, and his left leg. And yep, in addition, he suffers burns to his left leg. There you go. And that is right here. And that's going to be an additional 14%. And just like in the adult version, you add it up, that will give you a total of 50%. And that's basically all there is to know for how to apply the rule of nines for infants. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and subscribe for new videos every week.